Test, test. This is a test. Mustafa, how's the sound? Am I good to hear? We have still some time to go, so stay with me. But thanks for the reply, Mustafa. In the meantime, enjoy this great shirt, Geo Berlin. Our monthly meetup in the center of Berlin. So we met every 2 months on the first of Wednesday, and we discussed some geospatial things, and yeah, it's quite fun. So if you are planning to create a meetup as well, it costs some money to host it over meetup, but nevertheless, it's a great opportunity to meet some people, have a drink, have a chat, discuss latest technology trends, or what you've discovered or what you encountered for some problems. Yeah. Also, stay with you. So we're starting at 9 p.m. somehow. In the meantime, let's maybe discuss some topics what we should talk about. So I thought about GIS in, let's do GIS in education, because this is quite important to me at the moment. Maybe also the current S3 you see. What else do we have? Let's talk about virtual conferences. And let me open up Twitter to get the latest tweets about GISchat. So let's have a look there. What's going on Twitter? So I'm just getting an oversight about the latest GIS chats that were started here. But most of the topics here are about the current S3UC. So the virtual S3 user conference that is taking part in Redmond, I think it was. So 3 more minutes to go. If you have any discussion topics you would like to discuss here in the current meetup, or in our current GIS chat, just pin them down and we will talk about it. I think I have quite a lag, so I don't really know what you can hear right now. Thank you, Mustafa, for giving a question. What about what are the current challenges in GIS? I'll add this to the list, and we will discuss this maybe as well. Two more minutes, we will start right away at 9 p.m. with some hot topics. We will talk about GIS in education, S3UC, and virtual conferences, as well as some thoughts about the future of ArcMAP. Is there a future? Will be a future there? So what is approaching us with ArcMAP and ArcGIS Pro? Because I got some impression lately that there's a big misconception about the future of ArcMAP in different sections of the industry. So Michelle and Tobias, I'm missing your attendance here on GISchat. So I'm waiting for the latest tweet of you. So it's 9 p.m. Hello and welcome back again to GISchat on YouTube, where we will talk about, or I will talk about most likely, about latest trends in geospatial technology, about some personal opinions regarding the GIS industry, about some content that have affected me on YouTube or on Twitter. And so in my statement, what I would like to talk about today, there were 3 topics. First of all, topics GIS in education, Then let's talk about the current S3 you see, whether there was something new or something interesting coming up. Then we will talk about the concept of virtual conferences, so what I like about it and what I don't like about it. And last but not least, we will talk about the remark here from most of our way that what do you think about the challenges in GIS? So let's start with GIS in education. I had a small talk, sipped a beer with a friend of mine, and he works in higher education, so he works at the university, and we were just talking about that GIS course I'm now doing on YouTube, where I just show how to use QGIS. And he said, you know, we are still teaching ArcMAP, and it struck me like a lightning. That people are still learning ArcMAP, and this tells a lot about the industry. First of all, about the disconnection in the university from the industry in the current times, especially in Berlin or in Germany. It seems like that the people are really into ArcMAP. And if you have a look on the roadmap of ArcMAP, it will hit extended support or end of extended support in 2024. It will hit major support in 2026. So there's still a chance to use ArcMAP in the future, of course. And I know there are a lot of technology or a lot of industries relying on custom code that is developed especially for their ArcMAP solution. But if you take a step further, people are learning ArcMAP right now instead of learning ArcGIS Pro, and this will be a drawback or a disadvantage for them in the future. So I don't see ArcMAP as a desktop GIS for the future, because just be real, right? We're talking about a single core 32-bit solution that works, that is not really interacting with the whole ArcGIS online ArcGIS platform approach anymore, and there are no new features added to the ArcMAP stack. So you will only get ArcGIS Pro features in the next releases, and this is quite a hurdle, right? So if you're running into university, first, I think you should not really learn the software there. You should learn the basic concepts about GIS, so how things work with each other, the mathematics, the technology, the IT, the development behind that. You should learn this. And if you really need to have a look at software, and you should do so, then you should definitely take ArcGIS Pro at the current solution, at the current times, right? Or QGIS. And in that case, you should learn both of them to see just the different aspects and the different approaches of the two software stacks. But learning ArcMAP is just like nonsense, totally nonsense. And if I think about, okay, you need to develop a new course, a new education schedule for ArcGIS Pro, this is totally different game, right? And it seems like German universities are lacking a little bit here. So I don't know about your countries. You can drop a comment in the live chat how your universities teach GIS, and whether they are teaching ArcMAP or ArcGIS Pro or QGIS or a total different GIS solution. I don't really know, like Bentley or some other old school Saga GRASGIS stuff. But yeah, so to me it seems like totally crooked situation right now. So I don't know what I think it would think about it, because in the past, Esri did a great job, right? Getting into the industry for university. So let's have a product like ArcMAP, give it to the universities for nearly no cost at all, right? So the people learned ArcGIS at the university, and when they're applying for a job, well, they can say, I know ArcGIS. So it's an infinite loop, right? People are learning ArcGIS in the university. They are going to the jobs and have the higher position, the management position. So they are searching for people that know ArcGIS as well, because they have bought the solution and so on. So they've done a pretty good job in that, from a business case perspective in the past with that approach. But now the universities are lacking to switch over to ArcGIS Pro, so there might be a major disconnection between the universities and the market out there. But I know that a lot of universities, and not of universities, but a lot of companies are still using ArcMAP, and they are facing a way of migration in the future that is hard. Even in my company, we are using ArcMAP, so we need to continue, or we need to migrate to a new solution in the future as well. So there's a big mountain in front of us, and we don't really know the path over the top to the green valley on the other side. But not to learn ArcGIS Pro at the current times, it's just total crap solution for the students. So if you're a student and you learn ArcMAP currently, skip it. Like just take the course and try to get some online course for ArcGIS Pro or whatsoever. Just learn ArcGIS Pro or another GIS of your choice, of course. But to be honest here, right? two players on the market. It's Esri and ArcMAP. Yeah. Once again, what are you doing for the current? What are you doing at the universities at your location? So I don't know, Mustafa, where you're coming from, whether you're still with us. Which software do you use? Might be interesting to me to know, as well as for the other persons in the chat. But let's have a look. What else do we got? Virtual conferences. So once again, I need to show this. Geo Berlin. This is my meetup in Berlin. Well, we are having a meetup every 2 months normally. So during the Corona COVID times, we had one virtual conference or one virtual meetup with some presentators and different topics, of course. But to be honest, it is a different game to play, right? So if you're into a conference, it's more like getting to know each other. It's more personal. You're really into it. So if you are just watching at a screen and you are taking part in that virtual conference, you're somehow detached, right? So there's some invisible barrier between you, the presenter, and the people around you. So you don't get the sprite, you don't get these sprite, you don't get the spirit of the talk. So whether people are thrilled by it or they are catched by the phrases and the topic itself. But on the other hand, the main advantage of those virtual conferences is, of course, first of all, you can review the talk afterwards. You will have somehow the chat history, so people can see what other people ask and what were the questions to it. So that is a big advantage, and you don't need to travel anymore, right? So don't fly with an airplane 1,000 miles, 5,000 miles to the venue and stick there for 3 days, and so that's a big advantage. But I don't know whether one of you has attended the S3UC. I think currently I've not had the time to watch a conference or talk there. But as said, so there's advantages and disadvantages, and I like to be connected with my audience, to see them, to get an idea what they are thinking, whether they are looking at you like staring because they are so thrilled, or whether they are snoring because it's so boring. So I don't know about you, but to me, this is be at a conference, at a live conference, is much more convenient. S3UC. Well, it's always S3UC, right? So every year, and to be quite honest, I don't see any really great news anymore. Right? So I've attended one UC in Germany. I've never been to the S3UC in the US. So really depends, right? I don't know about your thinking about S3UC, but yeah. Michel Tobias has the same question now 5 minutes ago. There's been a lot of conferences going online lately. What do you think about online conferences versus in person for spatial stuff? Some guy here, Chris Marks, just wrote that he's probably attended more conferences now that everything is online. So he kind of loved it. And same year, I've attended several that otherwise wouldn't have. Of course, you have bigger opportunity or more opportunities to get to a conference and to have a chat with others and see different things, maybe even simultaneously. But nevertheless, so to me, if I'm in a conference or in a WebEx call and where I need to talk a lot, like having different questions, concentrating on different things, and watching carefully and aware of the current stream. That is really, really sucking energy. So if you're attending an online conference for 1 or 2 or 3 hours, you are done afterward, right? But I don't know you, whether you like to be at conferences or you online conferences. So to me, having a conference for 1 hour is just fine, you know. Then have a short break, and then watch the next one. But this is, as said, this is the advantage of an online conference. You can go there, or you can have a look, and afterwards you can watch the stream of another event. So yeah, I think most of us just writing that regarding maybe the university situation. I think not only studying GIS without programming language. Yeah, exactly. So in my part, I was a teacher for GIS as well at the university, and there was applied GIS, right? So click this button, click that button. Now you see an image, cool. And then there was this GUIT thingy, and GUIT was nothing for them. So programming or Python programming was always a niche, a very narrow niche. So I don't know, we had maybe 5 to 10 out of 60, out of 80 persons who were really interested in the IT or in dev behind that, right? So they were interested. So how can I create my own widgets? How can I do my own toolboxes and so on? So that was always a big burden. Yeah. Hi, blah blah blah. I know you from one of the videos. So thank you so much for writing comments and just being active on the stream, because, as I said, so asking questions is never too late and never too early. So just wrote questions if you have any, or if you would like to discuss, because to be quite honest, I'm done with my content here. So it's all about you. So if you have any ideas or stuff you would like to talk about today together with me, just drop a comment and we will go ahead with that, right? Otherwise, I do have one more thing. So I'm nearly finished with my QGIS course. Nearly finished means that I have 12 out of 18 video modules, I think. But I'm a little bit pissed off of this, because some of the content on the online tutorial version from QGIS is so outdated. I don't really get an idea whether why should people use grass inside QGIS. So I do understand that I do understand that you need to maybe take some grass processes into QGIS. But why do you really need to make an environment from grass? So an area where you would like to work in, right? And then never touch the QGIS system anymore. And there are so many things that were not concise for me. So if you're really trying to take a person that has no understanding of QGIS and would like to take him from A to Z, so one time through the whole software, why do you deal with grass? Why do you deal with such different things that are, first of all, a little bit more complicated, then a little bit more outdated, and then you need to ask yourself why they are so relevant. Blah blah blah, blah blah. Just as I'm wondering how you made the thumbnail picture. The thumbnail picture is done in QGIS. It is the traveling times 30 minutes in, I think it was 15 intervals. It was made with my plugin HQGIS that take the here API and tries to calculate the drive times, the drive time polygons, so the isochrones for, I think it was 5 minutes intervals up to 60 minutes or something like that, and it was just blue to yellow color scheme within inner globe or audio. I don't really know exactly right now, and a blackish background map. So yeah, I think that was the whole. That is the thumbnail picture. And I first worked with that when I was writing an article called "The Heartbeat of a Region." Heartbeat of a region. If you Google it, you will find it. And I've used there the Here API as well, but coming from ArcGIS, I think online was it, where I calculated the drive time polygons for different times of the day. And so if you are watching it in traffic jams at 5 p.m., 4 p.m., the drive time polygons are very, very small. But if you take then another calculation at 2 p.m. At 2 a.m. in the morning, they're getting bigger and bigger because you can drive much faster and there are no traffic jams and stuff like that. So, and if you do that sort of analysis for every 15 or every half an hour, you will get that shrinking heartbeat of a region, where you have small drive time polygons during the day and very large ones in the night and in the early morning time. So that's just awesome to see and to analyze for different cities. Toby Tukanov then took this approach a little bit far because I don't know how many polygons he has created for different cities. He applied some classical stuff like that, and it was just awesome to see. Well, blah blah. I can do a video for that. So as said, I will make a video for that. It's really, really easy. You just need a freemium account at here. The freemium model from here is just awesome. You get 250,000 credits. That means 250,000 goals for geocoding, isochron analysis, route finding, whatsoever. So it's much more than you will get from any other routing provider, regardless of whether it's Google or S3 or name it. It's far more than everyone else is offering here. And yeah, I will do a video for that, and you can then follow this instructions. As I said, it's really, really easy. It's just a five-step process or something like that. So I will drop a video for that. What else have we got here for GISchat? Harold Dan is writing exactly what it is. Like, I find it hard to attend webinars. It's about these virtual conferences, mostly due to time differences. I can't bring myself to sit for 45 minutes and an hour after work hours, so half day long videos are even more out of reach when it's in addition to work day. And exactly, like we're not in the US right now, so as you see, it starts about 5 to 6 p.m. in my time zone. So if I would like to attend them live, hell yeah, I would sweat my pants off, because then it's just way too much discussion going on. And it is during a time slot where I try to sleep, but I'm normally doing some related work at all. Yeah. But this is a great thing that we can watch the whole SUC if you have registered afterwards. So all the live streams are recorded, and you can go back and watch any session you like. That's the result, or that's the response from Brady, Geo Brady. And in New Zealand, the sun is shining, so we have a sunrise in New Zealand. Any else question? Any more questions you would like to discuss? You would like to talk about? So I think I've created this event for 1 hour, so I'm more or less free for 1 hour to chat with you and discuss different things with you. Another great news from the GISchat, which was not connected with the SREC, but someone has reconstructed the whole FGDB thingy. That means that you can dump an FGDB file so you can use the content of the FGDB inside different GIS systems, regardless of the software. So that is just awesome, right? You equivalent further, now it corresponds to geo packages. You might have heard of them. Geo packages are more or less quasi standard for QGIS right now. So I think with QGIS 3.4 it was. I don't really know which version it was, but in the former QGIS versions, shapefile was always the default choice for storing vector data. And now it has switched over to GeoPackages. So now the default choice is GeoPackages, but you have only very limited support for GeoPackages in ASRI software. I don't even think there's a proper support for that. Maybe due to the FME toolbox or something like that, where you can recreate new datasets with some ETL magic. But yeah, missing support for GeoPackages in ASRI software is quite a burden for the software. And so yeah, and he said, well, the only standard that works in both is shapefile. And it's 2020 and we're still talking about shapefile. I know shapefile, if you are watching Shapefile Twitter account and he loves to market say that he is the only valid format for geospatial data. So if you're watching this shapefile, congratulations for being such an ugly tool and an ugly file format with 5 ugly daughters and or ugly boys. But still, I love your shapefile, and you're working with Esri, you're working with Grass, you're working with OGR, you're working with QGIS, and that's why I love you, right? So, not many attendees right now. So let's have a question. Are there any more topics you would like to talk about? So let's have a look whether there's some. I think all of the people now as we see and trying to watch the stream, what's being shown at Redlands right now. Yeah. No, it's not good to have 50 tabs open if you would like to attend in, as we see what else has happened in the past. That's a hard topic for me. Thank you, blah blah. No, software for some time think since 2010, where we were still with QGIS 1.6 or 4 or 8 or something like that, and it was a pain in the ass to work with that. It was crashing all the time, and then QGIS 2 came out, and it was finally a big step, and then at a sudden point, I don't really know why this was happening, but then the number of developers just exploded, and it was getting so much thrive in my point of view. So when I was looking at the software solution, that latest with QGIS 2, it was production ready, right? So there were a lot of solutions out there, a lot of plugins, to the fact that there were as they were taking the whole Python thingy quite seriously. So all the Python plugins were available. You could use the Python or the processing toolbox with proper Python. There was a Python plugin build here. So I for myself as well started to program this QGIS to leave the predecessor of QGIS 2 app. So it was easy to get something done in QGIS, and it was an open system, and QGIS was firstly developed to be a viewer for me, to see that it was coming from this part of the galaxy, right? So yeah, with QGIS 3, I think it is really a big. It's not that stable that I was supposed, but like if you're talking to people, the error 99999 or the error 99998, and to be quite honest, it's nothing different, right? So it is the same error, the same problems as well. So yeah, I really love QGIS. I don't know when they will change the naming scheme to be QGIS whole platform character that went into ArcGIS Pro. You have ArcGIS Lite as the main driver, and ArcGIS Pro maybe as a front end tool that sits on your desktop. Of course, offers quite some more usable. Always hurdle. Charlie Buddy is writing out that the connection will be bad. So yeah, maybe PM CST. I'll recreate a new stream